Welcome, everybody, to the Relentless podcast, where I find guests who are willing to commit to some type of 40-day health challenge. Now, it could be anything. It could be nutrition-related, exercise, cold plunge, hot sauna, or it could be giving up a vice like cigarettes or social media or naughty websites. Here's what happens. So the guest comes on before the challenge to talk about what to expect, and then they come back on after the challenge to talk about their experience, and we can learn from them. So if you're new here, throw us on in the background, hang out, and maybe, just maybe, I can earn my way into your regular podcast rotation. So I got a challenge for you.
Okay.
Different than the normal 40-day challenge, which we'll get into.
I don't know if I'm ready for more than one challenge.
Yeah. So this one, of course, you know, this channel used to be all about building brackets of different things.
Yep.
So I need two things from you.
Two.
They're both wrestling related.
Of course.
Pro wrestling related. And if you're not a wrestling fan, just skip ahead. Like you don't need to hear.
Don't skip ahead.
Yeah.
Don't.
If you're a casual fan, this will be good to know. So what I want from you is if you're building a bracket, I want your 4 number 1 seeds. If we're talking about best talkers. Talkers. Non-managers, though.
Oh, okay.
So you can't go Paul Heyman.
Damn.
I know. I had to draw the line somewhere. So no managers, no commentators, no like authority figures. It's got to be all wrestlers.
4 number 1 seeds.
Yeah. So basically your Mount Rushmore of wrestling talkers.
Okay. So I feel like the number 1 overall seed has to be The Rock.
Yeah.
Because he's unmatched.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho would be up there too.
Yeah. He's gotten so many things over. Just
yes.
The list, the smallest things. Like
yes.
The scarf, he's just charisma oozing out of his ball sack.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I wasn't supposed to swear. Is ball sack a swear?
I don't think so.
No?
I think it's okay.
It's an anatomy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know, I don't want to get too sidetracked, they can do penis replacement surgery, but not ball sack replacement surgery, because if you got your balls replaced, you'd be spitting out someone else's DNA. I can't have like a bunch of little wills coming out of my
yeah. A bunch of little willies coming out of your willy.
They'd be big willies.
Big willy.
Yeah.
Big willy style.
Yeah.
No.
So Jericho, Rock.
All right, so Rock, Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to go throwback and do Dusty.
Yeah.
Because his voice is so iconic, and also like he was just he was a working man.
Mm-hmm.
And then
the roads, brother.
Dusty Rhodes. And then I'm gonna have to go like this is gonna feel like it's out of left field because they're not in the same echelon.
Okay.
But The Miz.
Yeah, Miz has got to be in there.
The Miz. Even Brian agrees with me.
Even Brian knows Miz can.
Did you watch his reality show?
Of course I watched the reality show, and that's why I was so baffled when he showed up on WWE TV like 20 years ago, and I was like, wait, I know that guy.
Yeah, you know what's funny? When you said reality show, I thought of Miz and Mrs., not even Real World.
Yeah.
I forgot he was doing the Real World.
That's where it started.
Yeah.
Was he pretty entertaining on that?
He was like trying to be a wrestler while he was on that show.
Yeah.
Because he was like that's where he came up with The Miz.
Okay.
Because Mike Mizanin is his name.
Yeah.
And it's like he just like was so entertaining on that show that he just created that persona and ran with it, and he's had a how long 25-year career now.
It's unbelievable.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. He's stayed consistent. He's evolved with the business.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be one of those things where like we don't realize what we have till it's gone.
Yeah.
I feel like after he retires, we're going to look back. History's going to be very kind to the Miz.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
So, all right. So Rock, Dusty, Miz, Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
I put together one. I only have one of the same.
Okay.
And that's Rock.
Okay.
You know who's on mine? So Rock, I put Bray Wyatt because Bray Wyatt to me like never faltered. He was so different and so just strange and out there. So Rock, Bray, who else did I put? Roddy Piper, which is kind of like Dusty Rhodes, same era. You know who I have on mine? You might not agree. John Cena.
I was thinking John Cena.
Did he cross your mind?
A little bit,
Yeah.
but only his Doctor of Thugonomics era.
Yeah. Okay, so he got a little bit boring, whatever, the Super Cena, never lose. But I just cannot picture one time where he so much as stumbled or flubbed a line. He just, something about him, I don't know if it's just gift or preparation or both, but like everybody else, even The Rock, I've seen fumble a little bit. Cena, I don't think he's ever stumbled or flubbed. He just is locked in 100%. And with this new heel thing they're doing, I'm all for it.
But with him, I gotta feel like it's got to be the heel promos that are his best, though.
Yeah,
because it's like even when he was when he's babyface, like when he just ripped Roman.
Yeah, it's called the promo.
It's called
kid.
a promo kid.
And if you want to be the big dog, you gotta learn how to do it.
That was savage, and that was more heely than babyface. But
yeah, for sure.
I would agree to some extent. I don't know if I'd agree with number ones, but whatever.
Yeah, top three. Would you have him in your top 3 seeds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I got another question. We're gonna flip it. Top 4 in-ring performers. So obviously no managers or commentators, but just in the ring. I kept mine all WWE, but there are certainly fellas outside if you wanted to throw in, someone. So who's your top 4 in-ring workers?
You're talking all time?
All time, baby.
All right, so HBK.
Obviously. Yep.
I'm gonna have to go. No. I was thinking Jericho too, but
oh damn.
You know what? No, I'll throw Jericho in there too.
Dang, you got Jericho in both.
He's a real good in ring. I mean, obviously he's fallen off because
he's got to be
50? He's got to be he might be over 50. I don't know.
50s? I'll look it up while you're talking.
Yeah, perfect.
Unless you want to.
And then, oh man. I mean, if you're talking big men, you got to go Taker.
Mm-hmm.
Because that man was insane in his prime.
Yeah.
And then
Jericho's 54, by the way.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Good for him. And then I'm going to go one current one as Will Ospreay.
Okay.
Because that dude can do things that a human physically should not be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just defies the laws of physics.
Yeah.
And is so entertaining. I didn't watch a whole lot of him until I heard his name going around when he was like a free agent or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that dude is nuts in the ring.
Yeah.
And him and Ricochet, I think, had a match. And those two are just, they're flippy floppy boys, as Braun Strowman would say.
Yeah.
But Ospreay is up there.
Okay. I haven't seen much of his stuff. I've watched some of the AEW clips. Yeah. I think I watched some with him and Ricochet, maybe him with Danielson. Did they interact?
Yeah, I think
maybe a little Kenny Omega.
I don't watch a lot of AEW.
I don't anymore. It's just too much wrestling.
It's a lot of wrestling.
It's so much wrestling. WWE alone is at least 6 hours a week.
Yeah.
It's Raw, SmackDown. It's another show. It's the social
NXT,
media
if
stuff.
you're feeling like it.
NXT, and then
now they have Evolve and what's FT. I don't even remember what it's called.
LFG. Legends
and Future Greats.
Future Greats. Yeah. All right, so you got Ospreay, HBK, Jericho,
and Taker.
Taker. Okay, HBK all day. I mean, I think not just being so good in the ring, but like no matter what stage, no matter how much spotlight, he excelled so much. Okay, so mine, I also had HBK, Kurt Angle.
Okay,
I threw in mine. Bryan Danielson.
Yep.
Daniel Bryan, and then AJ Styles. For me, those are my 4. Just
I like it.
Phenomenal forearms, and
I like it. Yeah. No, I can't even disagree with any of those.
Yeah. I just thought that was fun.
There's a lot of one seeds that could go in there.
Yeah. There's a shit ton. And Brian, I got one coming for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you can't see him, but we got a third in the house, and he's on the 1s and 2s. And the 3s, although the 3 is down, so we'll just double, camera 1, camera 2 at this time.
Joke's on you, he's not really here.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
We're hallucinating a little bit.
Who are you talking about?
So You want to dive into your challenge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So the last challenge you did was,
The caffeine.
you did no caffeine for 40 days.
Yeah, no caffeine for 40 some odd days.
And then what did you decide to do for this 40-day challenge?
So for this one, I kind of tried to double it up.
Okay.
Because I had mentioned on my first episode that I was like, I'd like to do some of the exercise ones, but it's middle of December, November in Michigan, and it's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful, you can't tell, but it's 70 degrees and almost sunny outside today.
It's getting there.
So it's getting much more tolerable outside.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do 10,000 steps. And then I was like, well, hopefully I'll drop some weight with that. Well, I might as well log my food as well. I used to do that years ago.
Okay.
And it really helped, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Just so I could like see how close I was to my limits and all this other stuff. So I will be doing the 10,000 steps and logging my food.
Sweet.
And then hopefully sprinkling in some weight loss in there.
Oh, cool. So what do you use? Do you have like a watch? How are you going to, or a phone to track your steps?
I have my phone. I have the Samsung Health app that tracks my steps. And then I have the MyFitnessPal app that you can log your food and all that stuff. And I've already put some of the recipes that I normally do from all of my regular meals in there.
Yeah.
And then I also have a smart scale.
Oh, cool.
That can like track your body fat percentage, all that kind of stuff. So I did that this morning.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Perfect.
Because I listened to one of your previous episodes where you're like, no, you gotta do it in the morning after you take a dump. So I did it this morning after I took a dump.
Congratulations. Are you usually, I don't want to get too sidetracked. Are you usually like a one dump a day kind of guy in the morning or pretty regular?
Not regular.
Okay.
No.
All
It
right.
kind of just hits. I don't know if I have
Just kidding.
I don't know if I have IBS or what, but sometimes it just like comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I still remember walking. I was on one of my first trips with my then future wife,
Okay.
and we were in Miami, and we were in like right on Miami Beach, and
Okay.
it's basically like a long peninsula, and we went out to breakfast at some place in the bottom of the peninsula, and our hotel was in the middle, and we were walking back. It was only like 10 blocks. It's not a 15 minute walk. So halfway there, I was like, oh,
Uh-oh.
I gotta stop. And we literally stopped at a Burger King that was like randomly.
Name a worse
I know, yeah,
place.
maybe a 7-Eleven, Waffle House,
Okay,
yeah,
Waffle
but
House. Yeah.
and we had to stop there because I was like, nope.
A Florida
Nope.
Burger King. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, but yeah. So
You had a peninsula
I
coming
had,
out the way.
I was peninsulaing in my pants.
Torpedo.
But but yeah, it's not super regular. Probably 2 or 3 a day.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's I'm a 1+ kind of guy. Like
Yeah.
I if I don't get it out in the morning, something's up. Usually after my cup of coffee, like clockwork.
So usually there's 2 rounds for me in the morning,
Okay. All right.
and that's why I usually wake up at least an hour before I have to leave anywhere.
Yeah. Now going pee. Well, we'll save the toilet humor for later. Let's stay focused. Stay focused, everybody. Wheels are coming off already.
Pineapple.
Pineapple. So with the 10,000 steps, are you planning on outdoor walks? Do you got anything set up for like if it's rainy outside?
Yeah. So during COVID, actually, Courtney bought a walking pad. And of course, the maximum weight on it was slightly below what I actually am, so I haven't used it a whole lot because I didn't want to break a $200 piece of equipment just because I'm fat. And
Well, you're 6'5".
I mean, I am 6'5",
Yeah.
but when I weighed in this morning, I was 213 or 313.
Okay.
213 would be great,
Yeah.
but and I think the weight limit on it is like 280, 290.
Okay.
So I do have a walking pad in the house. Hopefully that won't need to be used for, a little while because I'd like some nice weather. But yeah, mostly outdoor walks. I'm sure my dog's going to love it because I'm sure I'll take her.
Yeah.
Because in my neck of the woods, basically around the block is about 25 to 3,000 step, 2,500 to 3,000 steps.
Okay.
So I do that, 2 or 3 times based on how much I walk during the rest of the day, and you should be good.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Sweet. So you work from home, what, 3 days a week?
2.
2 days a week.
Mondays
Okay.
and Fridays.
Mondays and Fridays you work from home, so no problem. In office days, you plan on doing it like before work or after work with the same route?
I was thinking about this, and I'll probably do it, after work. I don't like to work out in the morning. That's just not who I am. Physical activity in the morning, like, no.
That's the best.
I disagree.
Yeah. But I mean, I work in downtown Detroit, so it's like, I mean, there's not a lack of things to see. If I wanted to be like, okay, I'm going to go take a 10-minute break and walk around the building, because that'll be probably 1,000 steps. It's a pretty big building, but yeah, so I'll do that during work, and whatever I can't do during work, then I'll do probably after dinner, maybe before. Depends how much I ate for lunch that day.
Yeah.
Because exercising while you're uncomfortably full is not ideal.
Right. But maybe with the log and food, you don't get too uncomfortably full. And then walking after eating is supposed to be super good, not just for the normal stuff, but for like eating and digestion. And
yeah, I'm not super familiar with it, but isn't it supposed to like boost your metabolism a little bit? Because you got the heart rate going and digestion helps and stuff. And
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
I am. And this sounds great. No, I'm just kidding. But for guys like us who work office jobs, we have to be pretty intentional with getting steps.
Yes.
Like my wife, Emily, she's a personal trainer. So she's up walking around at the gym. She'll come home, like having done no intentional workout. She'll be like, oh, 9,000 steps already. It's just like, I have to go set aside time, like a half hour, go do this like 2-mile loop I have in the neighborhood, and just to get close to that. Like usually I have to do that plus maybe go do like a lap around my office or whatever. But yeah, it takes some intention. So that's why I asked just about like, do you have planned times? Because without those planned times, it's for office workers like us, it's not something that just like accidentally happens,
Yeah, and I kind of started this like a few days ago just so I could like know what I was doing. And like the other night, my dog was super restless, so I was like, let's take her for a walk around the block, just because I wanted to see how many steps it was. So like, there's definitely, it's not really like a time that needs to be dedicated, I think. But it's definitely a motivation thing, because sometimes I just feel like, sitting on the couch playing video games or watching TV with my wife or whatever. But my wife loves to walk too, so I know she'll probably come with me at some points, and I think it'll be a good thing, because I used to do it all the time, especially when I was sorry about that.
That's okay.
Especially when I was
answer?
working. No, I'm muting this thing.
That's one thing I've never done, is taking a phone call live on the
on the pod.
Kind of sweet.
Yeah.
I don't think I got a phone for 3 months.
That's true.
Yeah, and it was kind of weird, because I used to work in a restaurant, and before that I worked in a warehouse. So I was getting steps pretty routinely. And then I started an office job, 10 years ago. And I don't know the last time that I intentionally went above, 6,000 steps.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be a little bit of a learning curve.
Yeah. Now, if for whatever reason, inclement weather, not feeling well, you don't hit the 10,000 in a day, are you just going to like accept it, hit 10,000 the next day, or are you going to like double up the next day? And if say you only get 5,000, you're going to hit 15,000.
That's a good question, and I think I would probably feel bad that I didn't hit it. So I would probably, I don't know if I'd double it up, but 12, 13, 15,000 steps maybe.
Yeah.
One thing I am slightly worried about, and I'll knock lightly on wood so it doesn't mess up the mics. I have gout.
Okay.
Which is an old man's disease, apparently.
Because I got a bad case of the gout.
Got a bad case of the gout.
Yeah.
And that basically will immobilize you.
Yeah.
For possibly days at a time.
Okay. Is it like a bacteria, like a fungus?
So no, it's a buildup of uric acid in your bloodstream.
Okay.
And uric acid, when it's in your bloodstream, they're little tiny crystals.
Huh.
And if you have too much of it, it will sometimes gather in your joints.
Okay.
Which will then make them like red, inflamed, super painful. Like it's gotten to the point where you can't even like sleep with blankets over your affected joints because that blanket weight is too much to bear.
Oh my God.
Like there's
I
been,
didn't know that.
I haven't had a flare in like a year and a half.
Congrats.
But that's rough to try and get through. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that streak continues and I'll be able to at least, 40 days.
Yeah. So I thought gout was just a thing with the feet, but it's joints.
It can happen anywhere.
Okay.
I get it in my big toe joints and
Okay.
it can be either foot.
Okay.
It's been either foot. It's been both feet at one time, which was awful.
Yeah.
But you can't really put any weight on it. So you can't really do much exercising. I mean, I could probably like get one of those like cycling machine things that they put under your desk.
Oh, with the feet. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah.
And I could probably work with that, but
Uh-huh.
walking long distances is really out of the question.
Okay. So I guess that's a good segue to my next question, which is like on days. Well, I think if it's too painful and your gout flares up, by chance, knock on wood, like you said, not going to happen. But there could be other circumstances that, come up where it makes it like not just difficult to go on your walks and do 10,000 steps, but like makes it like you really don't fucking want to.
Yeah.
Are there certain things you have in place? Like if motivation is at like a 1 out of 10 and you really don't want to, anything that like mindset wise you plan on doing or to get you jacked up?
Yeah, I'm going to make my wife tell me to do it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I know it works.
Accountability buddy.
Yeah, I mean,
accountability buddy.
she's always supported me in every endeavor that I've done, which will include this one. She was gonna support me on the first challenge too, but she was like, when I told her it was caffeine, she's like, never mind.
Not the next one.
Yeah, I'll get the next one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's been times when I like would randomly be like, hey, I want to do this in, over the next few days. And then like a day will go by and I haven't done it either because I'm dumb and I have the memory of a goldfish and it just goes away. But she'll be like, hey, weren't you going to do that thing? And I was like, oh, yeah, I was. So I'll have her be my pseudo motivation.
Oh, sweet. Cool. Well, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Accountability buddy and just
Yeah.
awesome. So last time when we did the caffeine challenge, you celebrated the end of your 40 days by chugging a Monster. Do we have any celebratory? Are you just not going to move on day 41?
Get me an iron lung. I'm just going to sit in there.
Podcast from his bed.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do.
Yeah, I'll call in.
We'll bring the stuff to you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of stuff, but
Yeah.
we'll bring it to you. But yeah, I just thought it'd be fun. Like, I don't know if it's like being immobile. That wouldn't be fun.
No.
But like
that's
anything in mind with like the logging food or the steps?
I don't think so because I think the biggest like prize for me will be seeing that number on the scale go down. Because I know it's who I am as a person. I will put my head to something, do it really well for a certain amount of time, and then just completely fall off.
Yeah.
But if I have something physically that I can see that says, hey, you're doing really well with this, that is motivation enough. And I think seeing a number less than a number that starts with 3 on a scale
Yeah.
would be like the most wonderful prize.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, we're all rooting for you. Anybody listening, like there's something about progress that just gets you jacked up. So when you come back in, I'm very curious, not just with the numbers, because, health, I think, is not, we don't have to focus so much on the number on the scale, but like body fat percentage and like overall just energy levels and well-being. Like that's what I'm all about,
Yeah. And this smart scale that I have tells me like what my body fat percentage and all this other stuff is. And no, I don't want to subscribe. Thank you though.
Subscribe.
But those are what my numbers are.
Okay.
So I weighed in this morning at 313.8 with a 313. Hey.
By the way,
in the
side note,
313.
Jay Uso, he totally stole that from 8 Mile.
He absolutely did.
Yeah.
Yeet my ass.
It's one of the best scenes in a movie. I love that.
Oh, yeah. It's
But yeah,
fantastic.
I have a story with that actually.
So
Yeah, save it.
I weighed in at 313.8 with a body fat percentage of like 37%.
Okay.
I'm like, that's excessive because I have apparently 186 pounds of muscle
Yeah.
and the rest of it is bone and or fat. So
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, if I can get that number down too, like that'd be great.
Balls.
And balls,
I
just
wonder what that falls under. I think muscle.
probably. I don't know because aren't those? I don't know.
Did you know our brains are like 80% fat?
Fat, really?
Yeah.
Well,
I heard
shit.
that
Just take
somewhere.
that out. I'll lose some body fat. All right,
Yeah.
noted.
There you go. She's like, working out your brain. Six pack of brain. I'm reading, man. Nah. Walking, fun fact. 10,000 steps. Burn an average of like 300 to 500 calories.
Yeah.
Like active calories. That's pretty incredible.
That's another one of the challenges.
Yeah. Burn 500 active calories.
So we can,
Yeah.
throw 4 challenges on there.
Yeah, there you go. Triple threat?
Yeah.
Brian's throwing out wrestling talk.
Yes, he is.
Wow. Fantastic.
Unintentionally, probably. But
Yeah. Yeah.
shh, it's wrestling talk.
But on the logging food, so I had this experience. So I log food and I also budget like in the EveryDollar app. I budget my money and I found them to be very similar. Like when you don't, like for money, for me, if I don't assign like what every dollar is going towards, it'll just kind of poof, it'll vanish, and I'll end up with more month at the end of the money, as Dave Ramsey said. And then when I started logging my calories, I found a very similar feeling to where like I thought like logging calories would feel restricting, like I can't do, but it frees you up to like play around with it. Like if I want to, it does 2 things for me. It frees me up and it makes me realize that I can eat more than I thought I would, and I don't have to feel so like restricted or constrained. But it prevents on just like the mindless snacking.
Yes.
Like without budgeting my money, I'm gonna just go on Amazon and buy every cool thing I see, and as long as the number in my bank account when I log into the app is above 0, I'm good.
Right.
But yeah,
mentality.
But you know what I mean? It's like, whatever. I've been there, But yeah, with budgeting, it's like budgeting food, like budgeting caloric intake. It's just had a tremendous impact. And with the MyFitnessPal app, I like that you mentioned the recipes. And what's another cool thing is even if I don't have many recipes saved, but I pretty much eat the same shit every day.
Right.
And I don't have to re-log it in. It just automatically goes to like whatever day I'm on. If I swipe right, it automatically saves what I had the previous day before. So just like every day, okay, breakfast, lunch, my end of the night snack, those are all pretty much the same.
Right.
And then I vary a little bit with dinner. But
Yeah. And I think like like I said, I was trying this out the past few days because I haven't used it in years, so I wanted to get acclimated to it. But I meal prep my breakfasts, every couple of weeks, and I'll do breakfast burritos. And I was like, these can't be all that good for me. And I'm eating 1 or 2 of them a day. And I put the recipes in, and I was like, oh, I mean, they're 370 calories a piece, and I'm supposed to be allocating, 1,200 calories possibly for breakfast alone. Because I think it's saying to lose on average a pound a week is regular physical activity plus calorie intake for my personal body. It's different for everybody.
yeah,
Everybody. Like 2,900 calories,
okay.
which I felt was really high.
Well,
but
6'5".
I'm 6'5", 313, so it kind of makes sense. Because I when I reloaded the app, and it was from years ago when I last did this, and it was I think 2,600, but I didn't weigh as much then.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. But the hardest thing is the mindless snacking, like you said, because I'll eat a meal for breakfast, I'll eat a meal for lunch, and then I'll eat a meal for dinner. But I might, especially while I'm at work, because we get free snacks at work. And they've been stocking some of my favorites lately, which is really tempting.
Which ones?
I'm a sucker for the Chex Mix.
Okay.
The goldfish.
Goldfish are.
And then they started to stock those mini Slim Jims.
Okay. Oh yeah, those meat sticks.
Yeah, the meat sticks, and then and then Rice Krispie treats.
Holy
Like
shit.
that's just rude.
Yeah.
And especially if they're there all day, I'm like, oh, okay, well, grab one of them, and they're like 220 calories a pop.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you ate 4 of them, and you're like, oh well, I can't eat anything the rest of the day. So if I can mitigate my snacking at work, I think it will be a massive benefit.
Yeah.
Because I did it the other day. I didn't say, hey, Google, shut up. I did it the other day, and I had, 700 calories for my breakfast burritos. And then I had like 400 calories for my lunch. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to grab, a bag of Chex Mix. And it was like, sodium's off the charts, obviously.
Yeah.
And then that's, another 230, 240 calories just on that little tiny bag. And I usually eat 2 of those because that's what fills up the little disposable cups.
Oh yeah. Oh, the cups. They're not the brown
not the brown trays anymore.
Trays. Yeah,
they got rid of those. So I'll just use a coffee cup, and 2 of those bags fit in there, and that's almost 600 calories in that little tiny cup.
You're just working,
and you're mindlessly doing it because you're working. You don't know what else is going on, so you're like, okay, well, I'm going to mess with these people's credit, and I'm going to eat some Chex Mix. Like, that's fine.
What do you think the best variety of Chex Mix is?
The best variety of Chex
the
Mix?
party mix.
The bold party blend?
The bold party blend, yes.
Black
That one, and
Cheddar.
I don't know if you've had the dessert Chex Mix.
I've had sweet and salty.
Not the sweet,
Sweet and
the sweet and salty is really
That's
good.
probably mine.
But the turtle Chex Mix.
I've seen it, never tried it.
Holy crap.
What's in the
Because
turtle
it's little, so
Little mini turtles.
it's,
Little Ninja
it's
turtles.
made of real turtles.
Raphael chopped up.
Yeah. So it's got little caramel Chex, little chocolate Chex, little tiny like M&M knockoff things.
Okay.
It's got these little like swirly graham cracker type things.
Okay.
And caramel corn.
Oh.
I'm like,
Stop it on the way out.
exactly. And it's in like a gold bag.
Okay.
So good.
Does it have peanuts in it too?
That sounds awesome. Penis? Do they have
I
penis?
don't think it has any penis in it. I you know what? It's been a minute since I've had it. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Look it up. See if you can find it. But
Pull it up, Jamie.
but yeah, that's real good.
Yeah.
But luckily they don't stock those at work because I'd be in trouble.
Yeah. So 2 comments on just budgeting food, I guess you could say, logging food. One, snacking. I found there's a couple of different brands of popcorn that are perfect for like snacking and just very, very low caloric impact. That's by a brand called Lesser Evil. No affiliation, but Lesser Evil, they have like different flavors. And it's very minimally processed. They have, I think it's like a coconut oil they're popped in. You can get them at pretty much any store, like a Kroger or whatever. But yeah, for like 3 or 4 cups of them, it's like 100 calories. So like that I found is very good when I want that feeling of just snacking and not being limited. That's good. And then one huge impact I've found to reduce calories I don't know how much ground beef you eat, but I eat a shit ton. I found just by switching from like an 80-20, they do like 80% lean, 20% fat. Just by switching from 80-20 over to like a 93-7, like 93% lean, 7% fat, you can have like almost double the amount with the same amount of calories.
Here's a question though. How do you prepare your ground beef?
So it's kind of boring, but I literally just cook it in like a regular pan, throw some taco seasoning on it, and just like a taco bowl without the rest of the fun stuff.
The fun stuff.
I know it's not fun, but pretty much every day for lunch I have a pound of lean ground beef and an apple.
You eat a pound of ground beef for lunch?
Yeah.
Your size.
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
I
know. But I eat.
That's probably what he's sweating out every morning in the sauna.
Oh, pet peeve: meat sweats.
Oh,
I don't
God.
ever get them. I just hate the idea of them.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can't think of anything grosser than a fucking meat sweat. There's probably some grosser stuff.
I've experienced those.
Yeah, I just don't like the word. Like
No.
I don't like
meat sweats.
No. I'm just like I'm fat. That's all.
another one of those N-words you don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, those is 2 words that don't go together. So you're gonna come back in 40 days. We're gonna talk about what you experienced, the number on the scale, the body fat percentage, the stuff on the scale. Was there anything else about the 10,000 steps and the logging food that you were hoping to talk about? I wanted to try to cover as much as I could. But
Not really that I was looking to talk about. I'm just like, I like moving around.
yeah.
I'm like during the summer and spring here in Michigan, I'm always antsy at the end of winter to get outside because I'm not a dad, but I have that whole like, I'm going to work on my lawn and I'm going to, you know,
New Balance on.
yeah, I'm going to put my New Balances and my jorts on and it's going to be great.
My fanny pack.
Right. So I'm like, I'm currently itching to like go mess with my lawn and I'll do a bunch of like outside projects. Like I have a bunch of outside project stuff planned, but during that I don't really do cardio.
Okay.
So it's mostly just, I pick things up and I put them down. But just getting out there and kind of working that into the routine will be, I think, a nice little change.
Yeah, definitely. Yard work would definitely help with the steps. Like just mowing the lawn back and forth, but just walking around and doing any sort of like landscaping or projects you got there, that helps a lot.
Yeah, I think last summer I was looking at the steps too, and it's probably around 2,000, 3,000 for like doing my entire lawn. Because sometimes I'm one of those people who kind of exactly. I'll do my entire lawn twice because I like the lines.
Yeah.
So I'll do, a checkerboard pattern sometimes. So I'll do my entire lawn twice, which will bump up that step count.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it though.
Yeah. Now you guys know that I don't promote anything that I don't actually use. And Gade Nutrition is something that I've been taking long before I ever had a podcast or YouTube channel. Their quercetin, zinc, vitamin C, vitamin D3 supplement has been a total game changer for me, and here's why. So I have a 6-year-old who brings home every cough, cold, flu, fever from school, and somehow I do not get sick. I've been taking this stuff regularly for 4 or 5 years, and in that time, I think I've gotten sick twice, maybe 3 times. And even then, it is so mild that I barely notice and I get over it quickly. So if you're tired of getting knocked out by every little bug, give it a shot. Go to gadenutrition.com and use the promo code CHRIS5 to get 5% discount on all orders. Again, that's gadenutrition.com, promo code CHRIS5, link in the description. And of course, talk to your doctor or whatever. I'm not one of them. I'm just a guy who experiments on himself like a human crash test dummy for health. So another brand that I've been using well before I started this podcast is Nutricost. I found them on Amazon, but now I just order directly off their website. And I have been using this beta-alanine that they have for years and years. And then I use their casein protein for like post-workout recovery. Now, if you've never tried beta-alanine, a lot of pre-workouts have beta-alanine in it, but this is like the pure stuff. And what it is that stuff that gives you like the tingly sensation in your workouts and helps push further. And then the casein protein, I use it for like post-workout or like before bed. It's really good because it digests slowly, helps keep me full, and it fuels my muscles while I sleep. But right now, through the end of April, you actually get 35% off your orders when you use the promo code Relentless. So the link is in the description. Go there and help support the podcast. I like mowing the lawn and like, edging. I like that kind of stuff. But like,
edging is so satisfying.
Yeah, for sure. When it gets to the weeding in the places, and this is a good transition into pet peeves. Yeah. We can transition out of your challenge. I didn't even have this one jotted down. That's just one that I hate. But the grass or the grass that grows between the cracks on like the driveway or the sidewalk, grass cracks, I call them.
Oh yeah.
And I can't think of much that I hate more than that, because you spray it with the weed killer and it's back after a week. If you have a good solution,
I don't. There is though. I do know. I don't know what it's called exactly.
Okay. Well, big help.
Every time I know. I'm sorry. Every time that I see it, I just call it a crack scraper.
Crack scraper.
And it's literally like this hook. It looks like this, and it like hooks underneath.
Okay.
But it's made to go in between the cracks of cement.
Okay.
And it's so satisfying to like just run that along the crack and see all that shit just fly out.
Yeah, I would be interested in investing in something like that.
Yeah.
It seems like something that shouldn't be. Like it's cement. There shouldn't be any grass growing up in my cement.
Right.
it just adds another thing. And then I got a bed of rocks next to my garage, which is like the fucking bane of my existence.
Oh, yeah.
So much grass grows up in there. And we just got our landscaping done out front. And I guess I'm not a big fan of outdoor work because we're going to pay people a bunch of money to go do our backyard this summer too. And, it's springtime, so that's why we're both rocking the Tigers gear.
Yeah.
And as much as I like getting out and doing some stuff in the yard, some stuff I will gladly outsource because, man.
Yeah, we haven't run into a lot of stuff that that I wasn't able to tackle, or me and my wife weren't able to tackle together.
Yeah.
Because, I plan on, I'm going to redo my entire front walkway this spring, hopefully.
Walkway, like with concrete?
No, they're paver bricks.
Okay.
So I just need to pull them up, level it out,
Okay.
set them back down.
See, that shit blows my mind that you guys know how to do stuff like
and that was actually going to be one of my recommendations, but I actually have 3, so I'll just throw this one out there willy-nilly.
Okay.
Just learn how to do little things around your house.
All right.
I know I'm not calling you out.
I feel very attacked.
A little bit. But yeah, this weekend my wife pulled down the old backsplash that was in our kitchen months ago, and we just haven't been able to decide what to do with it. And then we went out to breakfast with my mother-in-law last week, and she showed us these tiles that she saw at Home Depot, and I was like, oh, those are sick. Those would look really good in the kitchen. So we literally we finished up the wall and then tiled the entire wall this weekend. That's It was like we did the entire job for $80. And we could either we didn't even need to grout. They were just the peel and stick.
Oh no shit.
So it was like
grout.
Exactly. Thanks for that. But yeah, it was the whole thing was $80, and we would have paid, upwards of probably $300-400 for labor costs for somebody to do that for us. Probably more than that. Plus, I had to rewire one of the outlets that was in the wall there, and I don't trust myself with plumbing or electrical normally.
Yep,
okay.
Plumbing, hard no.
Yeah.
Electrical, I'll switch out. Yeah. Like switches and stuff like that. Yeah. But rewiring stuff, absolutely not. I don't want to electrocute myself.
Yeah.
Or burn my house down.
Yeah. Well, next time, I'm not trying to steal you guys for labor or anything like that, but next time we get together for a pod, maybe we get here, maybe you guys come over a half hour early. I got a light switch in my bathroom that's not working. I replaced the bulb and it worked temporarily, but then it just fizzled out. It's the one in the shower. I don't know if there's it seems like there's a loose thing or something that's waterlogged that's just not spitting the right electrical current out. It's not jizzing the right jazz, and it doesn't, Yeah,
well, we'll take a look at it.
Yeah. So recommendation number 1, check.
Yeah.
What else you got?
You wanted to do pet peeves, so.
Oh yeah, I like just talk about because it's loose and it's fun.
Or I can do the rest of my.
Okay, you go.
Either way, it's your podcast.
It's our podcast.
It is our podcast. It's the community's podcast.
It's the podcast universe. Without
it does belong
all
to the people.
12 fans.
We the people.
We the people. Thank you guys for being fans and listening to the pod on a regular basis.
So 20% of the fans are in this.
Yeah. This is 20% of the Relentless audience.
Yeah.
I don't listen back, but I do have to edit the whole thing, so I have to listen back when, determining what to cut out. And anyways, I'll probably cut this out. Recommendation number 2.
So it was my birthday was a few weeks ago.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And my wife, I remember she called me in a panic. It was around Thanksgiving time. She went to visit some of her family in New York, and she called me in a panic because she was like, I want to get this for you, but I don't know if it's the right thing. And she's always nervous, especially with tools and gadgets and stuff, about getting me the right thing. And I'm like, babe, it's fine. Well, we can talk this out. I'll forget about it by the time my birthday rolls around. It's 4 months. It's 4 months into the future.
Yeah.
But she bought me a Ninja Creamy.
A Ninja Creamy?
A Ninja Creamy.
Okay.
Which is the Ninja version of an ice cream maker.
Oh, sweet.
This thing is incredible.
Yeah.
And you can make protein ice cream. You can make fatty ass ice cream. You can make whatever you want. And all you do is make a base, you freeze it for 24 hours, you put it in the machine, it whips it all up, You can mix in whatever you feel like, and it's just this perfect, beautifully smooth, wonderful ice cream
Nice.
with whatever you want in it.
Okay.
And like, especially during the summer, I'm a sucker for ice cream.
Yeah.
But if I'm, counting my calories and all this stuff, I made a dairy-free pina colada ice cream the other day.
Nice.
So it was just made with coconut milk, a little bit of sugar, some coconut flakes, froze that up, blended it up, added some dried pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. And the whole thing is, did I calculate this? It can't be more than 400 calories for the entire pint.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't think so.
Because
Nice.
it's incredible,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes it so good. I made Courtney a cinnamon bun, a cinnamon bun ice cream with little frozen chunks of like snickerdoodle cookie dough. And it's phenomenal. And we've made probably at least a half a dozen or more flavors in the less than a month since I've gotten it. It's incredible.
Okay. That's actually a really good recommendation. We have been kind of cleaning up my son's diet, and I will make like a homemade ice cream. Not as fun as that. Like I just take like frozen banana, maybe a little other frozen fruit, and then in a food processor, you churn it up and it comes out to like basically the consistency of ice cream, and then we throw some like dried coconut chips and a little bit of honey on there. But this seems like that would step it up to a whole new level because you can add more stuff and you wouldn't necessarily need the banana.
Right. Well, a lot of the recipes in there, especially for like the sorbets and stuff, it's literally just fruit. It's fruit and water.
Yeah.
Because you need something to bind it together. And it's what, 60 calories for a banana?
Yeah.
So like you throw a banana or two in there with a little bit of water, whip it up, you get a banana sorbet. It's great.
That's awesome. I will be looking up Ninja Creamy right after this podcast. Maybe
it's not the cheapest piece of equipment,
Okay.
but we're definitely going to get our money's worth out of it,
Yeah.
especially with just the savings on buying store-bought ice cream, because that's like what, $4 or $5 per pint,
Yeah.
if not more, based on the. You don't like ice cream?
I don't like ice cream.
Oh, you just-
Well,
okay.
ice cream doesn't like you, Brian.
Clearly, look at my size.
Just looking it up on Amazon as we're talking. Did you look it up?
No, I don't see it.
Oh, Ninja, like a Ninja Creamy 11-in-1 ice cream.
we
and frozen
have
treat
we only
maker.
have the 7-in-1.
Okay.
We didn't need like
What are
this.
the extra four?
There's like a smoothie function. There's
Ooh.
some other stuff, but this one, it has exactly what you need, because you can do ice cream, light ice cream, sorbet. You can do milkshakes, which is basically the same as a smoothie.
Yeah.
And it was like $100 cheaper. Plus, she got it with a bundle with a Belgian waffle maker,
Oh shit.
and I was like, oh, okay,
Waffles or pancakes?
waffles.
Waffles.
100%.
Yeah, probably waffles. Looks like a couple $100, $200. It looks like kind of like a coffee maker. Maybe.
Yes.
Looks like coffee pot.
But it's not as it's only about that wide, maybe that tall. It's not as big as you'd think it was.
Okay.
It is loud
Yeah.
when you use it, but it only takes a couple of minutes, and
Sweet.
you get some fresh ice cream. You can add whatever you want.
Fantastic recommendation.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to clip this out, and if you're watching, we are of no affiliation with
No.
Ninja or ice cream itself.
No,
No.
I mean,
Ice cream itself.
if ice cream wants to sponsor me,
Podcast is brought to you by ice cream. Doesn't matter the brand, just ice cream in general.
just ice cream in general,
Yeah.
just cream and sugar.
Creator of ice cream. Well, while we're talking food, I'll splice in a peeve before your last recommendation. I hate and this might have come up in just our general conversations before, but I've never gotten it on this podcast. I hate the fact that chicken salad refers to two things that are different. So there's like the chicken salad, like grilled chicken over a bed of greens with like some kind of salad dressing and mixed vegetables.
I was very confused.
It's like
there for
you
a minute.
so you go to a restaurant, you get a chicken salad. It could be that, or it could be diced chicken with mayo and nuts or sliced apples.
Yeah.
And I think we need another word for that mayo travesty. And it just has always irked me.
I like that chicken salad.
Yeah, it's great. No, I'm just being a little silly here, but it's always just frustrated me so much that chicken salad is two different things. You tell someone, "Hey, I got a chicken salad." They're like, "Oh, how much mayo did they put on it?" And like, "No, idiot, not that chicken salad.
The one over greens.
Yeah, the one over green." So, I mean, we could put our heads together. Like, what?
Is that really a big
Did people gripe about this in the 80s? Am I like, is this some super
Yeah,
unoriginal
you were there, Brian. Who
Yeah.
tell us?
I was there for a little bit too.
The chicken salad mayo was more prevalent in the 80s, I would say.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Like now you don't really go to a restaurant.
Because usually it's chicken salad sandwich.
Chicken.
Exactly, yeah.
That's, yeah.
Because usually the people put it on a sandwich. I do it myself,
Yeah.
but I don't see normally people just eating like
Chicken
a
salad, no.
bowl of chicken salad.
Their chicken salad's really good. Well, what kind? Yeah, I guess you usually do hear the mayo version of the chicken salad referred to as a sandwich.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. But I still feel like we need
Yeah,
mayo chicken.
there needs to
Just
be
call
more
it
of a
mayo
differentiating factor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I got.
yeah, something to think on.
Yeah. What's your other recommendation?
Put it in the comments what you think chicken salad
yeah, comment.
on a sandwich should be
like,
called.
share, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. What? Sorry, I blacked out. What'd you say?
Oh, I said
What's
that
my
hate-
third recommendation?
I hate chicken salad. No, chicken salad's good. It's, okay. Yeah, what's your third
Third
rec?
recommendation? Meal prep.
Oh, yeah.
Meal prep. It saves so much time. It saves so much money, and it's fantastic. Like I meal prep all my breakfasts.
Yeah, you said breakfast burrito. What's in your breakfast burrito that you
So I will take one of those bags of those petite Yukon Gold potatoes,
Okay.
slice them up, and I have one of those like those really fun like choppy things where you just like put it in
Slap
there and
chop?
slap it down.
Is it a slap
It's
chop?
not the slap chop. It's like
Oh, I have the slap chop.
I don't anymore. I used to, but it's just this big, I don't even remember what they're called, but
Like a dicer.
it's basically a dicer that you just slap the shit out of. Put some potatoes in there, slap them down. I'll chop up I'll usually do a whole onion. Roast those. So I found this seasoning blend that I love. It's called Potato Slayer. Potato Slayer. It's delicious on potatoes, especially roasted potatoes.
Okay.
So I will.
You happen to know what's in potato slayer? Like
I
salt,
don't.
salt, pepper.
There's definitely salt,
Yeah.
pepper, but there's a bunch of like herbs and stuff.
Right.
But it's a really good blend for potatoes. And slap up the potatoes, slap up the onions, throw them in a bowl, mix it with a little bit of avocado oil and a bunch of that seasoning, roast them off for about 20-30 minutes, and then I'll take ham steaks.
Okay.
And I'll dice those as well. Slap those on the pan for 5-10 minutes, and then I'll mix in about 15 eggs. Ball in life because eggs expensive.
I know,
But
you're so rich.
about 15 eggs, like a half a cup of milk, and a little bit more seasoning. I'll use my immersion blender, mix it up really well. Throw that in the pan with. I do this all in the oven.
Okay. You ever get in the weeds while you're cooking?
I do. Especially one time when I put 18 eggs instead of 15 and my pan overflowed in my oven.
No.
It was not good.
Getting in the weeds
Oh,
by
man.
yourself cooking is
By
so
myself.
funny.
And ever
so
since then,
funny.
my wife is like in there with me the entire time because she's like, I'm not letting this happen again. I'm not cleaning this stove again. But yeah, and then I'll put, just cheese on top, bake that off for another 20 minutes. It basically turns into a giant quiche.
Okay.
And then you slice it up and, divide it out into, I think the last batch I made 17 burritos in one go. So that's plenty enough breakfast for
Freeze
1
some?
or 2 weeks. I'll freeze all of them.
Oh yeah.
Because they don't really, they probably will maintain well for a few days in just the fridge, but I like them better heated up from frozen.
Yeah.
And just stick them in the microwave for, a couple minutes. Got a nice little breakfast burrito.
That's perfect.
It's great.
Yeah.
And then we just started doing like crock pot meal preps.
Yeah.
I know, they're great.
Yeah.
And it's just like, we threw some chicken in there, spices, a little bit of sauce. We'll throw the potatoes in there too. And you can freeze that and just like use it off or pull it out like the day before so it thaws out a little bit. And then throw it in the crock pot, set that on and leave it for 7 or 8 hours.
Yeah.
You can come back and it's great.
Yeah. Crockpot's a huge wreck for me too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just love a good crockpot.
Yeah. And I only had like the giant like 8-quart one. So we bought a smaller one because it's only the two of us.
Yeah.
It's like we don't need that much. But yeah, Nice little meal prep. It'll save you time.
Mm-hmm.
You can budget the things out just like you were saying, and you can create recipes in the MyFitnessPal app and figure out how many servings you got, and it's great.
Yeah, it's a little bit of work up front for just so much convenience for a week or two straight. Like if you're making how many burritos you say?
17.
17,
That's
and you usually
good
do
2 weeks.
one or two at a time. Yeah, 2 weeks. That's fantastic. Yeah, I haven't been doing as much of the overnight oats lately. Like ever since I did the meat and fruit, I've been trying to stick with that as close as possible, just because I feel good. My brain feels good. So I usually cook some eggs in the morning, but usually for like lunches with pound of ground beef. I'll cook a few pounds at a time.
That's wild.
It's very weird, I know. But I feel good. I don't get that after lunch.
And it's just ground beef with seasoning.
Yeah,
That's
taco seasoning.
That's it?
Yeah.
There's nothing else?
No, and an apple.
Right. And an apple.
And an
Okay.
apple.
Well,
Yeah.
good thing. All right, just round it out real quick.
Yeah. Well, I know, I'm strange.
I don't know if I can do a pound a day. That's a lot.
You could if you tried.
It's like $8 a pound at the store right now, too.
Well, you get the lean ones. There's $6 a pound at Aldi, and then if you buy them in bulk from like a wholesale, it's a little less. But like $6 plus an apple, it's like a $7 lunch. Not terrible.
Do they make those giant meat tubes of the 93.7?
So they not of 93.7 that I've been able to find.
Yeah.
The one at Aldi, or I'm sorry, the one at BJ's Wholesale by me, I think that's a 90-10. So better than the 80-20.
Yeah.
80-20, it's just you're sacrificing so many calories for, to me, pretty much the same taste.
Not if you prep it right. I just got a griddle for my grill, and it's like we've been making smash burgers.
Okay, the 80-20.
The 80-20 ground. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the 80-20. I can't afford a Blackstone, but I mean I probably can, but
Yeah, not like money bags over here.
not Mr. Moneybags over there. I asked you about it, and you didn't. You said somebody else had claimed it before. Oh, Penny took it. Okay.
Penny said that. I gotta try to subtitle Brian because I don't have him mic'd up. So like, I hope these mics are picking up enough of what you're saying. It doesn't sound like we're talking to John
nobody.
Cena over there.
Yeah.
Right behind the curtain.
Yeah. But yeah, like you gotta get a good fat content for something like burgers, because you gotta like
That's fair.
crisp them up and yep.
That's fair. I got a recommendation. It's a
me.
little different than what we've been kind of recommending here today. Compliment people.
Okay.
Mostly dudes. I feel like women have the upper hand when it comes to complimenting people and receiving compliments. But I had this experience. So last week on the podcast, I had my friend Caitlin here, and I was sharing a story. We used to act together. We used to be co-stars at Genetti's Little Theater downtown Northville. Anyways, doesn't matter. I was sharing just my experience there with her and saying, like, I always had imposter syndrome. I always felt like everybody else there was like classically trained actor. Everybody could sing. Everybody could dance. I couldn't sing. I couldn't dance. And I felt like I was just like mildly funny. But she said something to me that's like, it's a compliment. It's just like, carried me through this past week. And she goes, she said something like, she told me that I'm naturally funny. And when I started doing shows, they all thought to each other, like, where's this guy been? We felt like we find. And I'm like, man, here I was carrying this thought of myself that I was like out of my league and didn't belong there doing these shows. And here, someone tells me that I actually was funny. I actually did do a good job. And I just have been sitting on it. I've been like, man, I have to compliment people more often.
Yeah.
And just like an unprompted compliment will go a long way, at least for an insecure like me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I agree with it. It's mostly men.
Yeah.
Because
we're just like,
I mean, there's stories. We don't really get those compliments. And I think that's probably why my wife always, like, even when I look like a hot mess, she's like, "Oh, look how handsome you are."
Yeah.
And it's like, it just feels good. And it's like, you always hear these stories online about guys who, like, somebody told me they liked my shirt 6 years ago, and I still remember that.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah.
It
It's not going to make their day any worse.
No.
Because men tend to hold on to their feelings and hold on to their stuff because nobody gives a shit sometimes. And it's like, you got to find those right people in your life,
Yeah.
whether they're spouses or friends or whatever. I feel like we've done a good job with the, you know, we tell each other how handsome we are all the time.
Yeah. I love you guys.
You look great today.
Yeah. You look great.
It's a great blue on you, Brian. Yeah. Really brings out your eyes.
Wow, we are just rocking the blue like crazy.
We are. Holy
we are
shit.
all monochrome with the blue. These blue outfits.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
It's a podcast.
Yeah, you're right. Well, you got to do pet peeve if you brought any pet peeves. But before that, I'm just curious. What is your dream job?
Ooh.
Yeah, if you could do anything.
My dream job would be to work for a sports franchise in some capacity.
Okay, any capacity?
Any capacity. Because I originally went to school. Well, I shouldn't say originally. It was probably my second in line to be a sports statistician.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I get to follow my favorite team around or something. And I was this close to getting a couple of jobs with a couple of different franchises and stuff. Not big name franchises. There was like, minor league baseball teams in Traverse City and stuff. Like nothing crazy. You got to start somewhere.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, working with, and I feel like I'm kind of close with where I am. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, maybe if I make the right connection, I can get, I can go work with the Cavs or work with the Tigers because they're like one of the main sponsors and stuff. And it's like, okay, I don't know how to like go about that. I mean, my dad and my uncle both work security at Comerica Park.
Oh, sweet.
They've done it for years. They retired from their career, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago now. And they've worked security at Comerica ever since. Okay. And I was like, even that seems really like a really cool thing to do. Cause like there's videos out there of like the Tigers when they like won a pennant or won a big game. And my dad always works in the Tigers bullpen. Okay. Or usually works in there. He gets moved around some, but he'll work in the Tigers bullpen. And then all of a sudden I'm like, he's on TV and I'm like, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And then you see another guy that looks exactly like him in a completely different spot of the park. And I'm like, oh, that's my uncle. They're twins.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. It really messed with some drunk people when they first started because they were both like, lower level and they were both like, taking care of drunk people. And it would throw people off when they saw two of the same person.
Tag out. Yeah.
How many have I had?
Yeah. I got a theory about twins.
Yeah.
I have cousins that are twins, and I found myself, well, they're like step cousins.
Yeah.
I found myself reluctant to go say hello to them sometimes. Like, we only see each other maybe once a year.
Come play with us.
But yeah. Well, I feel myself reluctant to go, like, say hello to them because I still, to this day, I can't tell them apart, and I don't want to call them the wrong name. So I have this theory about twins. Like, if that's my experience, that's probably a lot of people's experience. And I wonder if being a twin is, like, lonely in a way because without an identical twin, people, they know your name for sure. They'll come up to you, know what? And I think that might be a barrier for some people to like approach a twin and be like, well, I don't want to call Matt Mark or Mark Matt. So I
yeah, no, 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 it makes complete sense because like my dad and my uncle, they're identical twins. Like if my dad was not wearing glasses, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart most of the time. They've gotten a little bit, clearer differences over the years, but obviously I can tell because one of them birthed me.
Yes.
Well, didn't birth me, but he was,
oh damn.
Yeah, that's a different story. But no, like one of them's obviously my dad, one of them's my uncle. So I've grown up with them, and I can tell those subtle differences. But like if you went to the wedding, like they were both there. Okay. And you may not have even noticed.
I don't think I did.
Because my dad gave a speech, but my uncle did not.
Okay.
But like, if you saw both of them at the same time, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart. But it's, and I grew up with a set of twins. Like they're right around my age, Matt and Greg. Okay. They're identical twins, and they're both 6'9" or something ridiculous. They're taller than me.
Yeah. Jeez.
And I couldn't tell them apart, but I was friends with them for years. But it was great because they were always in the same place.
Yeah.
So you could just be like, "Hey Matt," or "Hey Greg," and one of them would answer, and you'd be like, "Oh, okay, that's the one."
Yeah.
And then you'd like know what they're wearing or something that day.
Okay.
Like even now, I would probably mess it up, and I've been friends with them for 25 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like a proximity thing or if it's an actual like mental thing about like psyching yourself out.
Yeah.
But go up and say hi to them.
Yeah, sure.
Just do
compliment
it.
them.
Just compliment them.
One has blue hair now, one has green hair.
There you go.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
I feel like all twins should do the Jimmy and Jay thing, where they one yeets and then one no yeets.
Yeah.
One is blue, one is red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we all have twins in our family.
You have twins in your family?
You have twins in your family?
Well, mine aren't technically blood, but you have
I
twins.
have older cousins. They're over 50 now, though.
Brian has older cousins that are over 50 now. Just in case you didn't hear him.
Unfortunately, one passed away.
One passed away. Fuck.
Nope. Don't. Now it's really easy to tell the difference.
Yeah.
Nope. Cut it. Cut it.
I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to keep
All right,
it.
keep
It's
it.
funny. Very funny.
Sorry.
Peeve.
I mean, it was, 15 years ago now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man.
You're over it.
It's too soon still.
No. What am I doing?
That's okay. It was there. You got to take it. That's what we do here on the Relentless podcast. We punch down. No, I'm just kidding. We punch up, down, and side to side.
Yeah.
What's your
Equal opportunity abusers.
exactly? So you got any pet peeves you brought along?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you got?
So one came roaring into my frontal vision yesterday. I was in a meeting at work.
Oh, that's where they all brew.
And people just talking over each other. Especially when it's the same people over and over again. It's like you can't not know that you're doing it. And it's like just because you talk louder doesn't mean the other person's going to stop. And neither of these people like to stop. So they're just talking over each other. And I'm like, can one of you just shut up? Can one of you shut up, let the other one talk, and then you talk? I hate that so much.
Yeah.
And I'm sure looking back on, my episodes, I probably have talked over you unintentionally, but we're never trying to tell a story at the same time.
Right. It's a tiptoe. It's
Right.
like, that's natural, I feel like.
Yeah.
But when it's just people barely, I feel like some meetings.
Yeah, I feel like it's totally.
That was good. I feel like some meetings.
Yeah, it's definitely
you should
the
have,
worst part is just
talk. You should have a pen, and everybody who's holding the pen gets to talk.
Yeah.
And then when it's somebody else, I feel like that's my
the
current
old-
job a lot.
the old talking stick.
The talking stick, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Conch from, what's the book?
Conch.
The conch.
From Island, from the Island, the Island, the kids.
Oh.
Not to Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
crazy.
I'm gonna check
Peter
GPT. Not Peter Pan. Oh my God. This. So if you're for the listener, we're referencing a book where the kids get stranded on the island. And there's
Yes.
a conch, and they probably feel like a ghost because
Conch.
they're screaming at us. I'm gonna chat conch.
Conch.
It's one of those words you only see written, so you make up your own.
That's
Pronounced turmeric. The book where they are stuck on an island.
Somebody in the comments is gonna be like, "Are you
Kids.
so that stupid?
Yeah.
You can't put that
Like, you can't put any of this."
Lord of the Flies.
Damn it.
Yep.
It's a really good book, actually.
It was
I
good.
haven't read it since high school, so
Yeah. Recommendation: reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. What other pet peeves you got? You got
No, like reading's good.
reading. Is
My wife.
so
my
good.
wife reads all the time, and she's kind of gotten me back into it. I finished my first book in probably years last week,
Congratulations.
and I was like, "All right, cool." Unidentified was the name of the book. It was about aliens and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. You
And,
know what book got me into reading? You said aliens, so I feel like The Martian. I hadn't
That's a
read
book?
it. Yeah, it started as a book.
I straight up didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I should have,
You know what's funny is you
because the
grab
movie's good.
you grab a book and go, hey, I didn't know Matt Damon was in this book. Because it's just a book. That's another joke. I stole that from somewhere. Recommendation: don't end your sentences with "I don't know." I do that all the time. Like when I feel like when I'm making a point, and who knows, I could be making a decent point, but then it's all
I don't
goes.
know.
Yeah, then it totally goes out the window, and you're like, I don't know. I did that like 5 seconds ago with whatever I was talking about. I don't know.
Or nonsensical noises.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. What were we talking about? Yeah.
We're talking about
Other
pets and peeves.
other pet peeves. Speakerphone in public. Stop. Speakerphone in public is not a thing that should be happening.
Yeah.
Especially like even music. Like you're on a bus or something
That's what they make headphones for.
and somebody's just in the back just jamming out to their shit. I was in the doctor's office the other day.
Oh no.
And it was just a checkup.
Okay.
And this guy came in and he checked in, sat down like 2 seats down from me. And he started playing. I knew exactly what it was.
Good Lord.
Well, not exactly, but I knew generally what it was because it had the sound of like cards shuffling and like these dings and shit. I'm like, really?
Just
Is that necessary?
Yeah, the little
25.
Yeah.
Right. Like you need to know what sound the ace being put on the pile makes. Like, stop. Just button on the side.
Yeah. That peeve of mine, people who get the call and they act like a bomb's going off and they go, I don't know. Usually older people,
yeah.
I don't know. Just the little thing on the side. I think all phones are the same. You click it, it goes to vibrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you double click it, it just goes away.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People need to learn this. This should be like etiquette 101. Every few years, I feel like everybody over 60,
They need to take a training.
a technology class,
Yeah.
just the basics.
Yeah.
Just, and
especially talking on the phone in the bathroom. Like I was I was taking a piss the other day and it was like somebody was sitting on the toilet having a full ass conversation on speakerphone. Like you're in a public bathroom. Well, not public, but like you're in a bathroom. I have trouble doing that at home.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll text you, but do not call me. If you call me, I'm going to hang up and immediately text you back. Be like, hey, I'm taking a dump. Well, that too. But it's 2025. Stop calling me.
Yeah.
But yeah, just stop. Just stop.
For sure. I couldn't even imagine. I am so bad at public bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
I'll walk in, see that people are in there, and I'll fucking leave.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't imagine talking on the phone. Like, and if I'm at a urinal and someone that I know comes in and be like, "Hey, what's going on, Chris? Tuesday, raining outside." Blah blah blah. I'm like, I fucking tense up. I got the shy bladder, and I'll walk in. God, I'm revealing what a bitch I am right now. But I'll walk in, and if I see people are in there and I don't feel comfortable, I'll just go in and pretend like I was just going in there to wash my hands, and then I'll leave and I'll like wait, go back later.
I'm fully with you.
You'll do that too?
Absolutely.
Oh, fist bump.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
so glad. I needed that today.
No, like, especially because, like, in our bathrooms, there's one urinal and 3 stalls. If there's a person in the middle stall,
Rookie move.
first of all, why?
Yeah.
Go to the one at the ends. You need the buffer. If there's a person in the middle stall, I will leave.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Like, I'm not going to sit down next to somebody and do my business
Right.
when I could literally just, like, reach under and be like, hey.
Yeah. And then the shit sounds.
Also,
like if I'm going number 2, which I do sometimes, if I'm going number 2, but then the person comes up stall next to me, some part of me like respects that. I'm like, you just have no shame. You just let her rip all the sounds. I don't like the sounds.
That's fair.
I think ambitious like recommendation, but like let's revamp our whole bathroom system and just do individual
bathrooms.
Yeah, all family style bathrooms. Yeah.
I got a little Dahmerish there.
A little bit.
No, I remember when we went on our honeymoon, we were staying at some resort in Cancun, and the bathroom situation there was fantastic.
Nice.
Even the public ones, like in the lobbies and stuff, you were in your own room.
That's fantastic.
It was awesome. I'm like, this needs to be everywhere.
Yeah.
Mexico knows what's up, and it's great. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And it had a fully closing door. It didn't have those like gaps above or below.
Oh, the gaps.
Fully closing door, so you can make as many noises as you want. Nobody would know.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's great. The gaps. I mean, if the gaps, sometimes the gaps are 2 feet off the ground. It's like if you get a short guy in there, you're looking right at my wiener and balls.
Dippin' dot below the.
Just straight up.
Yeah.
Right up in there. Anything we were hoping to talk about today that we haven't gotten to?
No, did you get all your talking points done?
I think so. There's a couple lingering ones, but we never cover all of them.
We can if you want to.
Eh.
Put it on the bonus.
Oh yeah. actually, I think I might have gotten all of them. All
You got
the
the
challenge stuff.
Chat GPT stuff in there too.
Oh, well, breaking news story I saw in the news today. Some guy in Detroit died after like his whole bookshelf fell on him.
Oh shit.
Yeah, police came on the news. They said he only had his shelf to blame.
Sadly, I saw that, so I was waiting.
I think that's a good
You
note to go.
told me not to look at the screen, and now I understand why.
That's a good note to go out on. All right.
Yeah, that was good.
Let's wrap on that. I got to
was
pee
good.
anyways.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. We'll have you back in 40 days.
Yeah.
Okay. 40 days.